Okay, so first of all, for those who are joining us, I think mainly from Myanmar or from wherever else you are in the world, welcome to this session, which is hosted by the Globe community, which is part of Transform ELT. And today we are absolutely delighted to have joining us today from London, Katy Kelly, who is going to lead this session for us on teaching very young learners. We did originally say the session would be led by her colleague as well, Griselda, but sadly Griselda is poorly, so she can't join us today. So Katy has slightly changed the focus, and instead of storybooks, she's going to talk about storyboards and pictures. So without any further ado, Katy, thank you for joining us. I know you have a wealth of experience about teaching young learners, and we're really happy to have you with us today.
Thank you, Jen, and hello, everyone. Yes, as Jen mentioned, unfortunately, Griselda can't be with us today, so I'm going to do something a little bit different so that later on, when Griselda is better again, we can do that session as well. So I'm going to share my screen now. I hope. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. So, first of all, hello, and thank you for joining. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what we're going to do together today. So, we're going to think about why we use stories in class. So I will be asking you to join in the chat box and give your answers as well to any questions. So please be active as well during the session. Use the chat box because there is quite a lot of us, so we can't all speak at the same time. So the best way is if we can use the chat box function. I hope that's okay. So we'll talk about why we use stories in class. And then, as Jen mentioned, we're going to look at storyboards together. So what is a storyboard? And we're going to do some examples together as well. And then we're going to think about how we can work with and from a storyboard. So what can we do beyond just reading the storyboard? What activities can we do afterwards to extend and work from the storyboard? Consider some extension activities. And above all else, what we're also going to do, and that's an absolute, is we're going to have fun together. Is that okay? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Lovely. Oh, good. Yes. In the chat box, people are saying yes. Learning with fun. Exactly. Which is what we'll do together as well. So let's get going. My first question then is, let's think about stories in class. So what do you do now? What stories do you use in class now? And why do we use stories in class? So I'm going to give you 55 seconds in the chat box. What stories do you use and why do you use them in class? So why do we use them? Let's see, what do you think? Lovely, yes, we've already got somebody saying learners learn vocabulary from stories. Fantastic, yes. Let's see, what do you think? Yeah, okay, lovely. So vocabulary, for the reasons of vocabulary, excellent, yes. Yes, okay, so stories with animals, because they love listening to, and they love talking and listening about animals, good. Okay, fantastic. Yes, Hannah is also saying storybook that students can relate to. Yes, good. Oh yes, okay, so also they can get good manners or often have a moral. To learn culture, give facts. Okay, lovely, yes. Excellent. Also short stories, yes. Well, good behavior, so excellent, yes. Critical thinking, yes, Jojo, excellent. And children love pictures, yes, fantastic. Character building, yes. So in a sense, I guess, because people are saying moral, they have a moral to the story, but it's also for young learners to have an opportunity to understand aspects of social life or the world. Yes, excellent. listening. I like that. Yes, imaginative development. Good. Yes. Yes, Rita, as well. To be imaginative. Fantastic. Okay. If you're in a noisy place, can I ask you to turn off your mic if you're somewhere noisy? Thank you. To learn different creatures. Lovely. Moral story is good for behavior. Yes. Okay. So, and what we often use in class is stories maybe from a book. So a traditional storybook is often what we use. Let's look at why we do it. Well, it's in the book, for example. Okay, nice as well. Jonathan's saying building rapport with the teacher. Yes, in classroom atmosphere. Yes. Some of the reasons as well is it's literacy, isn't it? We want to start introducing early literacy. Sorry, Miss Pinky, I just had to mute you because you're a bit loud. So it's a way of having an introduction to literacy. So noticing as well syntax and patterns, how the language works. It is then building towards reading also through listening. So it's listening and reading practice. And as you mentioned as well, imaginative and creative development, which is super, super important. So let's think about how can we do it? So we're going to do a story together. Are you ready? You're going to be maybe 5, 6 years old. Are you ready to be 5 and 6 years old? Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Good job. Here we go. So what can you see? What's that? What's that? What can you see? It is a bee. Fantastic. Yes. In fact, it's Bella Bumblebee. It's Bella Bumblebee. Now, what about this? What can you see? What's that?
Monkey.
Monkey.
Monkey. Excellent. Fantastic. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Yes, it is. And what about this one? What's this one? It's a
frog.
frog. Lovely. Good job. Perfect. And, ooh, this one's a bit tricky. What's this one?
Beetle.
Oh, fantastic. Good job. Yes, it is. It's a beetle. Lovely.
Beetle.
Yes, it is. Good job. And what about this? It's a
Flamingo.
parrot.
Parrot.
The parrot. Yes, it's not a flamingo. I'm sorry. It's a parrot. Yes, it is. Good job. Fantastic. Now, where are they? They're in the
Forest.
Excellent. Perfect. Lovely. They're in the forest. So, have a look at this. What can you see? Let's see. What can you see?
It's a
They're
beautiful day.
friends.
It's a sunny day.
Sunny. It's sunny. Excellent. What else can you see?
They are friends.
Maybe. Yes. Hopefully. Yes. Lovely.
They are having fun together. Yeah, everyone's having a great time.
Having a great time. Yes, absolutely. What
They're
can you
chatting.
see? They are. What can you see in the tree? What can you see in the tree?
A bug.
Birds. Absolutely. And a spider is in the tree. Excellent. Good job. So Bella Bumblebee is in the forest and she meets a frog. Lovely. Good job. She meets a frog and she says, "What are you doing?" And the frog says, "I am jumping. I am jumping." Lovely. Okay, have a look at this one. What can you see?
Bumblebee and a beetle.
Lovely. Yes, there is. And what
then
else can
one
you see?
bat.
There's a bat.
Yes, there's a bat, and the bat is in the tree. Lovely. And the bat is upside down. Lovely.
Upside
Good
down,
job.
hanging on the tree.
Yes, fantastic. The bat is upside down in the tree. Excellent. And Bella Bumblebee meets a beetle. Lovely. Good job. Meets a beetle. And Bella says, "What are you doing? Lovely. What are you doing?
I'm walking.
You're far too good for this. Yes. The beetle says, "I am walking." Yes. Excellent. Good job. Now, next, what can you see?
The parrot.
A mouse on the
It's
tree.
a mouse. Lovely. There's a mouse in the tree. Good job. Perfect. Yes. Is it just one mouse or can you see another one?
Another one on the ground.
Okay, so there are
Yes.
two.
And then I think there's a snake.
Two mice.
Mice. Good job. Two mice. And not a snake. It's a worm.
Yes, worm.
Lovely. Good job. It's a worm. Good job.
Worm.
Perfect. What can you see next to the worm?
There's
Ants.
ants.
Lovely. Good job. How many?
Three.
Tree.
The ants. Fantastic. Good job. Next, Bella meets the
Parrot.
parrot. Lovely. Good job. And Bella Bumblebee says,
What
are
you doing?
Excellent. Good job. And the parrot says, I am flying.
flying.
Lovely. Good job. Perfect. I am flying. And next, what can you see? What can you see now?
A monkey.
Monkey.
Monkey. Lovely. What else?
A butterfly.
Butterfly.
The butterfly.
And then ladybird.
Ladybird. Lovely. Fantastic. And what's in the tree?
Mouse.
Mouse.
Mouse in the tree. And the other tree? What's in the other tree?
A bird.
Bat.
Lovely. And the bat is?
Upside down.
down.
The tree.
Lovely. Fantastic. So next, Bella Bumblebee meets a monkey. Good. And she says, what
are you doing?
Excellent. Fantastic. And the monkey says, I am swinging.
Swinging.
I am swinging.
Swinging.
Excellent. Fantastic. Good. Now, let's see. What do we remember? So this is Bella Bumblebee, and she says,
What are you doing?
Good job. Excellent. And let's see. What can you remember? What did the frog say?
I am jumping.
Jumping. Yes, good. Fantastic. And then who did she meet next?
Beetle.
Beetle.
Beetle. Lovely. And she says,
I am
walking.
lovely. I am walking. Lovely. Good job. Perfect. Now, Bella says,
What
are you doing?
the monkey said,
I'm
swinging.
Swinging.
Fantastic.
Swinging.
Good job. I am swinging.
Swinging.
Good job. And then it was the
Parrot.
Parrot. What did the parrot say?
I'm flying.
I am flying.
Flying.
Excellent. Fantastic. Good job. Okay, let's see what we can do next. So in class, you can give your learners the little cards or blocks like this with the words. See if we can make 2 sentences. Let's order the words.
I am flying.
I'm flying.
I am
walking.
Okay, excellent. Yes, you sure? Let's see. Ooh. There we go. Yes, I am walking.
Walking.
Lovely. I
am
am flying.
Flying.
So tell me, what color is the first word? What color is the
Yellow.
first word?
Yellow.
Yes, it is. Lovely. What color is the second word?
Blue.
Turquoise.
And what about the third word?
Pink.
Pink.
It is. Good job. So tell me, what color are the action words? Action words.
Pink.
Oh, fantastic. And where are the action words? Third, second, or third?
Third.
Third. Good job. Perfect. Fantastic. So I am walking. Who said that? Who is talking?
The beetle.
Beetle.
Oh,
A beetle.
lovely. Good job. The beetle is walking. He is talking. I am walking. Good job. What about flying? Who is speaking?
The
Parrot.
parrot.
Yes. Fantastic. Good job. Well done. Lovely. So when they have ordered the words, we can ask them little questions to check and for them to notice the pattern as well. Lovely. Now it's your turn. You need to think of an animal in the forest and draw the animal. Okay, you've got 40 seconds. So think of an animal in the forest and draw the animal. 40 seconds, let's go. Have you got it? I've got mine.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. So here is my example. Who is it? Oh, fantastic. I can see Sue Win. I can sort of see, I think. Is it a fish?
Yes, a fish.
Okay, fantastic. So let's remember, Sue Win Ma, do you want to do it with me? What does
Yes.
Bella say? So Bella says, what are you
Are
doing?
you doing?
So tell me, what are you doing?
I'm swimming.
Ooh, excellent. Good job. Okay, can you
Thank
see my
you.
example?
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely. Who would like to ask me?
What are you doing?
I am thinking. Ladybird, yes. I am
Yes, ladybird.
the philosophy ladybird. Okay, excellent. So then they can choose their own animal, draw the picture, and then everybody in class can ask and answer, what are you doing? I am...
Yes.
Is that okay so far? Okay? Yes, maybe?
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely, good. Okay, let's have a quick look at what could we do with this as well as an extension. Because the story was all I am, what are you?
Yes.
So we could extend the story by also adding he or
He
she.
or she, they or we.
Yes, so we could make the monkey is called Paul and he's a boy.
Yes.
Let's ask him, what are you doing?
He
Or what's
doing?
he doing?
Yes.
He is swinging.
Yes.
And the parrot is
Yes,
called
for
Cindy.
she.
Yes,
She.
she is flying. Lovely.
She's flying.
What is she doing?
Yes,
She's
exactly.
flying.
Perfect. Also, we can add more little stick-on. So we could stick on 2 or 3 more beetles on the storyboard. And then we can ask, what are they doing? And then they answer, we are.
We are walking.
Fantastic, good. If we wanted to as well, we did the story in the present. Bella was in the forest now. We can also then change it and say, ooh, last week Bella was in the forest and she asked, what were you doing? He was, and so on. So we can also change it from present to past. We can also ask lots of comprehension questions. For example, is the monkey swinging? Yes, he is.
Yes.
And so on.
Yes.
We can also ask true or false questions. The beetle is flying.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
False.
no, he
False.
isn't. And so on. Using the storyboards, so I make them on card, quite big, each one, and we can stick them on the walls in the room, and the learners can go in groups to each picture and act out the dialogue together as well.
Yes.
Or we can act together as a whole class. Is that okay?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yes.
Yes,
Fantastic.
okay.
Excellent, good job. Now, we followed different steps and stages. Let's see, can you identify, what did we do? So I'm going to give you 1 minute and 10 seconds, more or less, to think, and in the chat box, can you share, what did we do? What were the different steps and stages? Let's see, 1 minute, 10 seconds. What do you think?
Okay.
Lovely, yes, so we've got already one answer saying first, presentation stage. Okay, lovely, and an introduction, yes. What did we present and what did we introduce? Okay, lovely. So we introduced the pictures of the animals or the characters. Yeah, good job, Rita. Yes. Lovely. So then we also did the actions in the story. Yes, we did a kind of presentation and then practice and producing. Yes, and we had the learning by doing. Lovely. The actions of the animals. Yes, introducing and get familiar with the characters. Good point. Yes, Julia. Yes, absolutely. Yes, familiar with the animals, then to the action words. Good. Learning, saying, answering, and then doing themselves as well. So acting it out. Good. Yes, and the color words, the different color words to notice the pattern. Good. Describe the picture. Yes, lovely. Yes, good. So we did that absolutely, Nangzeng. Yes. Show the picture, ask questions, thinking and guessing. Yes, absolutely. Good. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, let's have a look together. And repeating the target language all the time. And yes, good. Absolutely, Rita. Yes. Okay, let's have a look. So here are the stages, and let's see if you agree more or less. You're right. We started by looking at some key vocabulary. In this case, it was the animals, wasn't it? We need to know who are the animals, and we need to introduce the character as well, Bella Bumblebee. Yes, absolutely. Miss Pinky as well, saying, repeating the same phrases. Good. So we needed the key vocabulary. Then we read the story together. Now, you're right. When we were reading the story together, I was always asking you first, what can you see, before we did the main part of the story. By asking everybody, what can you see, I'm able to differentiate so everybody can answer something. Because maybe some people say bird. Yes, it's true. Somebody else said spider. Yes. Or sunny. And the higher level students can also say the bat is upside down in the tree. Okay. So by asking a big open question first, just on the picture, everybody has the possibility to be involved and to contribute. And then, yes, like you say as well, we then had the repeated question, what are you doing? I am as the main story. Fantastic. Then we looked at, do you remember we had the individual? What did Bella say? What are you doing? Then each character to give a model of the language. So what are you doing? I am. And we had the opportunity then to practice the language as well. Then with the different colors, you know, when you had to make the two sentences, this gives you the opportunity then to work on the target structure. So, first we had I, then we have am, then we have ing. And by asking the questions, what's first, what's second, what is the action word, you were able to notice a little bit of the pattern. And then the final stage was you applying the pattern by creating your own and then using it as a speaking activity for everybody in class. Is that okay? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay. So that was one storyboard example with a focus specifically on having a little bit of grammar practice and noticing. But we don't always want to do just grammar. So let's have a look at another example for slightly younger. So I use this with 4-year-olds. So this was they were 4, 5 years old. And we had a topic, which was the garden, flowers, petal, stem, leaf, and roots. And because I wanted to have a cross-curricular focus on plants and how do plants grow. Yes, lovely, Mary. Thank you. In the chat box as well. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Are you ready to be, now you're going to be a little bit younger? Is the good
Yes,
news.
we're
Yes,
ready.
you're becoming younger. You are now 4 years old.
Oh.
Okay, so here we go. Here is Bella Bumblebee. Bella Bumblebee got a bit bigger.
Yes.
Yes. So here she is. How do you grow? She asks the flower. So let's have a look. Okay, what can you see?
Flowers.
Lots of
Flowers. A
flowers.
mouse.
Flowers.
Yes, there is a mouse as well. Fantastic.
Caterpillar. Caterpillar. And then birds.
Birds.
There are birds. Tell me,
and-
where is the caterpillar? Where is the caterpillar?
Caterpillar is on the petals.
Good
Petal.
job. On the flower or on
On the
the petal? Good job.
Petal.
So Bella Bumblebee says to the flower, how do you grow? And the flower says, fly on over and I'll show you. Bella says, like this. And the flower says, yes, fly over like that. Have a look at the next one. Uh-oh, what can you see?
Flower.
Flower.
A bumblebee.
Bella Bumblebee. Where is Bella Bumblebee?
Under the
Is
flower.
under the petal.
She is
Under the petal.
upside down.
Upside down. Yes.
Yeah.
Like that.
She is upside down. Where is the caterpillar?
On the leaf.
On the leaf.
On the leaf.
Fantastic. Yes, on the leaf. Good job. Perfect. And Bella says, what now? The flower says, climb over my petal. Bella says, like this. And the flower says, yes, like that. Climb over my petal. Fantastic. Good. Let's have a look. And now what? Says Bella Bumblebee. What can you see?
I see a carrot.
Butterfly.
Carrot. Yes, there's a carrot. And a butterfly. Yes.
Butterfly.
What else?
A worm.
Is a
Yes. And a
Mouse.
mouse. What's the mouse doing?
weaving.
Waving. Yes, she is.
Yes.
So Bella Bumblebee says, now what? And the flower says, walk
Walk.
down my stem and past my leaf. Bella Bumblebee says, like this. And the flower says, yes, like that. Walk down my stem and past my leaf. Lovely. And then Bella says, now what? Let's have a look. What can you see?
Roots.
Roots. Lovely. Good job. What else?
Worms.
Worm. Where's the worm?
In the ground.
Under the ground.
Under the ground.
Yes. And
Upside
down.
down.
Upside down.
Upside down. Uh-oh. So Bella Bumblebee says, now what? And the flower says, go underground. Underground. What can you see?
Roots.
Roots.
Yes, Bella Bumblebee says, yes, I can see your roots. Good job. Perfect. Lovely. Somebody had exciting background music. Okay, so let's see. What can we remember? How do you grow? First, flying over. I'll show you. Then you need to climb over my petal, walk down my stem, past my leaf, and go underground, upside down underground. And what can you see?
Roots.
Lovely, good job, perfect. Simple, says Bella Bumblebee. That's how you grow. Lovely, good job. Well done, everyone. Now, let's think about what language do the learners need and what was the content aim of this story? Let's have a look. So we needed flower, stem, petal,
leaf, roof.
So we wanted wanted really also to practice. That was kind of the parts of a plant. Yeah, exactly. Lovely. Was there any other language that we needed or that we used? Was there any?
Action verb.
Action
Fantastic. Yeah. So we had, what were the action words?
Waving.
Yes, the mouse was waving. Yes. What about in the story? What did we have?
Climb, fly,
climbing,
And someone saying
preposition,
as well.
down,
Prepositions.
walking
Lovely.
down,
Fantastic. Good job. Yes. So the extra vocabulary was the fly, walk, and climb, up, over, along, and underground.
Yes.
Lovely. Good job. So from that one story, I could practice the main vocabulary I wanted, which was the flower, parts of the flower. But I could also add extra vocabulary, which I can use then in other situations as well, and other parts. Is that okay? Yes, no, maybe?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm okay.
Lovely. So the thing is, now what? What next? So what can we do next? Let's have a look. What do you think? What could we do next? Any ideas or suggestions?
Drawing.
Okay, we could do drawing. Yeah, lovely. So we could draw the parts of the flower. Yes, fantastic.
Coloring.
Color the flat parts of the flower. Yes, excellent. Good job.
Sequence.
Sequencing the story as well. Yes, excellent. Good job. Yes. So how about a song?
Ooh, that's great.
Are you ready?
We are 4 years old.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So let's try together. Just to tell you, my voice on Zoom is 10,000 times worse than normal. Just a warning. Ready? So let's do the first line. Let's try to do the first line. Flower, flower, how do you grow? Fly on over and I'll give you a show. Flower, flower, what do I do now? Climb over my petal, slow and take a bow. Flower, flower, what do I do now? Walk down my stem, slow and take a bow. Flower, flower, what do I do now? Walk past my leaf, slow and take a bow. Flower, flower, are you like a tree? Stick your head underground, what can you see? Flower, flower, I can see your roots. That's how you grow, always nice and slow. There we go. What do you think?
It's really fantastic.
Want to try together one time?
Why not?
Yeah. Okay, let's try it. Everyone, from the top.
Flies on over and now give it show. Flower, flower, what do I do now? Climb over my petals and take a bow. Flower, flower, what do I do now? Walk past my face and take a bow. Flower, flower, and I can walk past my leaf,
Go and take a bow.
Flower, flower, are you like a tree? Take your head and crown. What can you see? Flower, flower, I can see roots. That's how you grow. Always nice and slow.
Yay! Well done. Good job, everyone. Fantastic. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so we can move on then. First of all, from the story we've done together, we can then move on to do a song to help them. And then what can we do next? Now, somebody already said we can do maybe draw.
Color.
We could do some craft activity next.
Yes.
Yes. For example, somebody said draw the flower. What else could we do with to make it?
Put the patterns, put the leaves.
Labeling.
So you could label the parts and we could create, like, let's have a look. Here's an example what we could do. So we could take like a tube, paper tube, cut the ends and then do like stencil flowers. So they make a stencil flower and then they paint the stem and the leaves. Oh, here's another example where you can use spoons, plastic spoons, or better, wooden spoons. And then they can cut and stick the petals on. And then we can make a little pot and then stick the flower in the pot. Or, you know, you can get like little, for little cakes, like the little paper for cupcakes. Yeah. Which can be a little bit easier for the younger ones as well, because then they only have to glue and stick on. And then they can draw or stick the stem and the leaves. Is that okay? Possible?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's nice to do a craft activity afterwards to help remember as well the vocabulary and then to have something. With slightly older ones as well, if you wanted to, you can also extend like this to include the process. We've only looked at like the plant parts of the plant, but we could extend as well to include the process. So what do we do first? Let's dig a hole. And then what do we do? Seed the hole. Yes. And then what do we need? Water.
Watering.
Water. We need sun, and then grow. We can actually extend and we can think about, I mean, for the 4-year-olds, maybe not so much, but with the older ones, we could think about as well then, what does the plant need? So it needs the sun and the sun is energy and so on. So those are some suggestions, because I think it's always a good idea if you've done a story to think about how can I use this then to work from the story to really add content knowledge or understanding, add language with a song and some craft as well. Is that okay?
Yes.
Excellent, lovely. So let's have a quick look then. Things to sort of remember about storyboards as well. I think sometimes creating your own storyboard gives them what they need, not only what is there. So picture books are lovely, but they don't always give exactly what we want for our students. So we can create our own storyboards. I always put vocabulary that I want to revise, like the carrot, because we did vegetables the week before. So I'm going to put a carrot here to help them revise as well and remember. It is a good experiment. If you're not sure and you think, ooh, I can't draw, don't worry, nor can I. So it doesn't matter. Experiment a little bit with characters and pictures and see what happens. It does take a little bit of time, but I always laminate them so that I can use them again in different situations, and it's a long-term investment. Maybe it takes time the first time, but you have it forever. And the most important thing, I think, is to really own it, share it with colleagues if you can as well, and to enjoy making them and enjoy the process as well, I would say. So that is kind of the end of the presentation part. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and also see if we can do a little maybe Q&A. Jen, are you there?
I am indeed here. And just before we do the Q&A, May, if you can hear me, I think for everybody that's here today, we can give you a certificate to say that you've attended. And May is going to share a Google document in the chat box so that you can register for a certificate. So May, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Teacher Lindsay is ready with her certificate Google form, and she will share it right here in the chat box.
okay, so if we put that in the chat box now, that's just going to be there. And then I think we could do some questions and answers with Katy while we're doing that as well. If anyone would have any questions for Katy, please feel free to ask away. And you can put them in the chat box, or you can they can turn on their microphone, Katy, yeah, and talk to you.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Any questions, comments, feelings, anything, anything at all about storyboard?
I would like to ask one question.
Yes, Hannah.
For the songs, right? Do we have to write ourselves, or is there a place where we can find those kind of songs that can actually give effective learning to the students?
Okay, so there are lots of songs available actually on YouTube as well, which practice language. What I found, this is my honest answer, I write my own, because often it doesn't have, I know, it doesn't have exactly the vocabulary I want or I need to practice. So I ended up just writing my own. Also, I worked in Borneo for a year where we had no resources, no internet. So I ended up also just writing my own because it fit the language that I actually wanted to practice.
I see. Thank you.
Oftentimes people think, I'm a teacher, not a songwriter. But to be honest, you can take a tune, a really simple melody, and just add the words that you want, or replace some of them from an existing song as well. Unfortunately, yes, the examples we looked at was my own invention.
I was going to say, I think that's a good idea, Katy. I was going to say about the tunes, that there are, I mean, on YouTube, there are quite a lot of songs for learning English, or that people have shared. So sometimes it's a good idea just to listen to other tunes and think about how you can reuse them. I agree with you. I think that's what I've done too.
Where you just add the words then that you want. I mean, the thing is as well, we have to remember sometimes, like with some songs, it doesn't sound very, I'm not going to become a pop artist with them, but we have to remember this isn't for that. It's for my students who are like 5, 6-year-old. They don't mind if my voice is not great, if the tune is a little bit, because the idea is just that we are doing it in a song or a chant. It doesn't have to have a melody. It could also just be a rhythm, like a rap chant. You're okay with it, I think.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is it. This is your challenge, Hannah. Experiment.
Yeah, I'll try.
Teacher, I have one question. So I also face that kind of problems with me and also my students. So sometimes we have to create our own story drawing the picture, right? And also me too, I'm very weak in drawing picture, and then I give a chance my student to draw a picture, but they also told me like that one, teacher, I have no idea how can I draw the picture. So that's why, so how can I encourage them to draw the picture even though it's not beautiful or it's ugly? So how can I encourage them?
It's so true, where that happens a lot, isn't it? Where you go to them, okay, now let's draw a hippopotamus, and they draw something, go, oh teacher, it's so ugly. But I think the first thing, Sherry, as well, is that you need to feel it doesn't matter what your picture looks like. So do it together. Let's all draw a hippopotamus, and then you can do together, and you can go, oh, look at mine, look at yours. So we get away from the idea that it has to be perfect or it has to be beautiful. It's our creation together, and whatever it looks like, it's okay, because we're just doing creative development and trying and practicing. I always think, don't worry, because you don't have to do it for an art exhibition. You're doing it for your students' development. So forget beautiful. Everything is beautiful when you look hard enough. I don't know, Jen, what do you think?
No, I would agree. I was trying to think, actually, I had a book a long time ago, but it was on how to draw. It started off by drawing stick people. So how to make very simple pictures. But if I can remember where it is, I'll share it with May sometime when I can. But it was just that if you can find, again, there's so much on Google, but if you look on how to draw simple pictures, that you can get a guide of how to use lines to create a simple person, an animal, and so forth. And a lot of these things, they're not difficult. The simpler, the better sometimes. Just circles and lines and shapes is all you need.
I think also, yes, I think we need to sort of let them feel that the creative process is the important thing, rather than also the outcome, that there's only one way for it to look beautiful. There are so many ways that a hippo can be beautiful. So I think that's what we need to also encourage, is it doesn't matter the outcome so much, because there can be many different shapes and outcomes, would be my advice as well.
Very true. Very true.
Because you're right, Sherry, it does happen. You ask them to draw and then they draw something. Oh, it's really small. That's what always happens as well. They draw like a tiny dot and go, there we go. Here is my hippo. And it's just a dot.
Yeah.
But then, lovely. Well done. Good. That's a lovely hippo.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anybody else? Any other feelings?
I was going to say, I was, when I was watching there, I was thinking, Katie, it was very interesting, the extension side of it and the craft side of it. I think that's something that I'm taking away today, is that there's always that bit more that you can do, that don't just stay with the basic storyboard, but think about how to extend it. I thought that was really helpful. And I know you and I've talked about low resource context before, but you don't need a lot of expensive materials to make crafts. You can recycle, lots of recycling we can use to create some of the crafts afterwards.
I have to say, I think that's one of the things I feel most strongly about with stories as well, is that often here's the story, we read the story and then we go, okay, and next, and we do something completely different. Whereas in it, there is more that lets use what's in the content and work from it. So that we really make the most out of it as well. And we've asked our students to listen, to engage, and then we stop and don't do anything with it. So that for me is quite a big thing, really, that where can I take this? I've invested time, effort, and they've been listening and invested their thoughts. So let's really exploit that and move from there. Yes.
Yeah, no, really good point. So are we hoping then, Katie, that maybe if we do another session in the future on storybooks, that we can then take what we've done in this session today and then think about how that might apply to books as well? Is that
exactly the idea? Yes, that's what we had prepared, actually, that we were going to work from a storybook. Griselda is going to read the story because she's definitely better at it. And then what I've done is created exactly that. So I've looked at what there is, and then the same, we create extension activities so that she's working with the book and then I'm working from the book. Where do we take it?
Yeah, fantastic. So I think for everybody that's with us today, if you stay in touch and you watch the announcements in the Globe community, you will see when the next session with Katie and Griselda is coming up as well. That would be good. Have we got any more questions from anybody? Oh, I think everybody's gone quiet on us.
Oh, I know. I've broken them with storyboards. Whoops.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
It happens.
May, I can see that some people are putting in the chat box that they have a problem with the link. What do you recommend they do?
Yeah, so far we have got 64 register for the certificate. So excellent. I think it should be fine. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yes,
I think because of the connection. So when the connection is too poor at the time, we are not able to enter the link. Maybe because of the connection. Yeah.
Because of the connection. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Pinky.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to stop the recording now to bring this to an end. So I'm just going to press my
So we would also
button.
like to